good to see you, Representative Delco, Commissioner, and all of these heroes that protect us. I got to tell you, I really appreciate your having me here today. I'm very honored to get to speak to you today, and it means a great deal to me. It's something I've thought a lot about, and particularly because of what this commission does, who we're talking about, and frankly because it is September 11th. For many of us who weren't there, or who were too young or too sheltered from the horrors that only happened in other places, President Roosevelt's famous phrase about December 7th, 1941, a date which will live in infamy, might once have seemed a little too hard to grasp. A great many Americans who went to bed on September 10th, 2001, too many of us, didn't fully comprehend the overwhelming damage, anger, and horrible vulnerability that, as we now know, are bound up in the essence of infamy. So here on September 11, 2009, as Joe said, 8 years after our time's own infamous day, no one wonders anymore what President Roosevelt meant, because today is nothing like any other day. It shouldn't be. It can't be. You know, we don't need to do anything other than schedule a meeting, invite a friend to lunch, or leave ourselves a reminder about a kid's game or recital. And then this date, today, September 11th, leaps off the calendar and sweeps us back into the horror, sorrow, and anger we shared 8 years ago, as well as the pride that followed it all. September 11th reminds us of the loss inflicted on so many families who lost mothers, fathers, and children on that day. It pays tribute to the heroism of so many police officers, firefighters, and other ordinary Americans who gave up their lives on that day. And it energizes us once again with the fierce, unifying patriotism on that day that obliterated every partisan grievance that can divide Americans. Above all else, this day pushes every one of us into the flow of our nation's history. 8 years ago, we saw and experienced our fellow Americans sacrifice, heroism, generosity, pride, strength, and unity. These values are the mortar that previous generations used to build this nation. So in considering this day, these values, the historical enormity of September 11th, and the still smoldering pain we share, we should look to the experience of those who came before us. We should look to our parents and our grandparents. For as we think about this day and what this day will mean 8 and 80 years from now, their example, as with so many other things, continues to guide us. They were strong, holding this nation together through a Great Depression. They were brave, defending us against fascism, communism, and bigotry. And they were imaginative and farsighted, imprinting their greatness onto America through innovation, investment, and hard work. For me, that last part of the legacy, what they did when no one was watching, when the drama of crisis and war finally ended, is a fascinating part of what makes their generation the greatest. They had saved the United States of America over and over and over again. They earned a break, and yet they gave it back. coming home instead to start families and build a nation that remains without equal. Their contributions to medicine, science, transportation, literature, and every other field of human accomplishment are far too numerous to count here today. But as we carve our generation's path from peril to prosperity, and as groups such as the Greater Austin Crime Commission seek out every tool to keep our region safe, we should take time on this day to consider an important inheritance we've taken from our parents and grandparents. And as we do, we should evaluate what we ourselves have created and what we're going to leave behind, and whether our own children and grandchildren will know as much, think as well, and be as prepared for their world as we were for ours. Such introspection is central to your history and mission. For 12 years, your distinguished group has supported the agencies and the people that protect Central Texas. Creatively and cooperatively, you found ways to raise money, involve the community, and reduce crime. But the beauty of your mission is that it isn't merely to catch criminals, those who've already chosen their path. No, more fundamentally, you share the goal of a young teacher working at a struggling school to make sure our children understand that they truly do have options and that crime is the worst of them. Each and every one of you in this room has done remarkable work helping prosperity spread safely across Central Texas. As a group, your highest mission has been, is, and must be helping all Central Texans share in and add to that prosperity, not plunge destructively and hopelessly trying to steal or destroy it.